जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम लैंडर मॉड्यूल
India has made space history, becoming the first nation to soft land a spacecraft on the moon's south pole.
And right now, the moon has never been busier. In May, Japan's iSpace crashed on landing. At the weekend, Russia's Lunar 25 failed to go into orbit and crashed too. India, of course, has just landed successfully.
6:04 p.m., Wednesday, August 23, 2023, the spacecraft, Chandrayaan-3 landed on the moon. This is the third attempt of India to reach the moon, and the country succeeded to do so. Chandrayaan-3 is the third lunar exploration mission launched by the Indian Space Research Organisation, shortly known as ISRO. By landing on the moon, India became only the fourth country in the world to achieve a soft landing on the surface of the moon. Before that, the Chandrayaan-2 mission was successful in crash landing on the moon. But crash landing doesn't count because of its inability to perform enough tasks. And, based on soft landing, only three superpowers of the world, the USA, Russia, and China, were the first three countries that achieved it. Soft landing on the moon is so challenging that the first soft landing ever took place in 1966, whereas the first human mission was sent to the moon in 1969. Only 3 years after the first soft landing mission. Crash landing is the act of bringing an aircraft roughly to the surface, where the aircraft may suffer physical damages. On the other hand, a soft landing is the task of bringing the aircraft smoothly without causing any damage to the aircraft. Soft landing on the moon requires top-level technology and also implementation of proper plan. The Soviet Union, currently Russia, took 12 attempts to reach their first soft landing on the moon in the year 1966. On the other hand, it took India 3 attempts to successfully make a soft landing on the moon. After that, Chandrayaan-3 landed on the surface of the moon, its rover Pragyan rolled out of the lander named Vikram and started collection of data from the surface. The success of this mission has not only helped India to reach new levels, but also, it has opened new doors for the space economy in India. In the future, the success of this mission can lead to the success of Indian economy based on space technology. Countries around the world has already understood the importance of space exploration. The valuation of the company SpaceX at $150 billion shows the economic growth of space technology in the recent years. And with time, countries are understanding the significance of satellite imaging, positioning of satellites, and navigations. All these things indicate a bigger future for the space economy. Between the years 2013 to 2023, more than $270 billion has been invested in around 1790 companies around the world only through private equity. Not only countries, but also, private sector companies are also understanding the economics of space with time. By the half of 2023, the global space economy has reached a value of $546 billion, which is already a 91% increase compared to the size of the economy between the years 2010 to 2020. Some countries around the world have understood that participation in the space economy is important for their own economies. India's space industry, as a newcomer in the space industry compared to the USA, will reach the value of $13 billion by the end of 2025. If we compare the data, Australia has aimed to create a $12 billion space economy by the year 2028, which will create around 20,000 jobs in the industry by the end of 2030. This shows how large contributor the space industry can become to the economy of a country. Comparing Australia and India, India can employ more than 70,000 people within its space economy by the end of this decade. Successful moon landing has not only opened new doors for India, it is also a symbol to the technological development of the country. When the first humans reached the moon 50 years ago, it was a statement to the world by the United States that they have the technology to reach the moon, and also, they have gone far behind from the rest of the world. After that, we all saw how United States slowly grew its influence all over the planet. No one can directly claim a human mission on the moon is reason behind it. But everybody knows how it was one of the factors that increased the American influence that they could make the impossible possible. Landing on the moon is not an easy mission for humans or spacecrafts. Due to the unknown, worries like the softness of the lunar surface may cause the spacecraft to sink like in quicksand. Though, such an event didn't take place. Though the first soft landing on the moon took place in 1966, it is still a challenging task with the cutting-edge technology of the 21st century. Before landing and successfully collecting data, you cannot assure that your system will remain stable within the extreme conditions of the moon. The first mission sent by India to the moon was Chandrayaan-3, which succeeded in finding evidence of water and achieved other objectives too. But after 312 days, the Indian Space Research Organization lost contact with the spacecraft. The mission didn't complete successfully as the mission was intended for 2 years. However, it is seen as a phenomenal success as it successfully attained almost all its objectives and received awards from space organizations. In the year 2019, the Chandrayaan-3 was sent and the spacecraft lost contact with ISRO when it was 2.1 kilometers above the surface of the moon. After that, NASA confirmed that the spacecraft had crashed into the surface of the moon. The main issues have been associated with the onboard coordination of the engines and the orientation of the lander, caused in the failure of the aircraft. Because of the same reason, between the years 2021 to 2023, 2 more missions on the moon failed, led by 3 countries. In 2019, an Israeli spacecraft also failed in soft landing on the moon. It also lost communications 2.1 kilometers above the surface. If this mission was successful, Israel would be the 4th country to successfully soft land on the moon. On April 2023, a spacecraft sent by the United Arab Emirates also failed to soft land on the moon. Finally, on August 23, 2023, India successfully made its landing on the moon. Taking lessons from the failed attempts of Israel, United Arab Emirates and also India's Chandrayaan-2, Chandrayaan-3 successfully landed on the moon. The Chandrayaan-3 mission is a successful mission that will show how space technology is becoming more advanced and accessible to countries. It will also show the world that India has the perseverance to successfully complete difficult missions. The new space race is to build a permanent infrastructure on the moon. This shows how fast space technology is getting developed with time. In 2021, Russia and China declared this mission that they will be building a moon base together. Also, the countries have invited others to join in this mission. After a soft landing on the moon, India has entered a new race to build permanent infrastructure on the surface of the moon. With every successful mission to space, humanity's vision towards making a better future with space technology continues to grow. India has taken another step towards building a greater space economy for the future.